Take a seat.
Hi, I'm from Asahi Shimbun. I would like to ask that the Mitsubishi Heavy Industries is the design and build contractor for the Flyer. So are you planning to seek any forms of damages from Mitsubishi regarding the recent incident?
Obviously, we are in a very complicated situation because there are many interested parties at this position involved in this whole conflict. So I cannot really say yet where we stand with regard to the legal situation on this whole situation.
Hi, Joelle from Zaobao. Questions to Richard. Can you explain as like London Eye case? How does their drive system work? Do they have a backup system like we were going to have?
I don't think I really want to go into exact details on how other wheels function, but they have a system where they have two separate systems available to them, but I don't think it's wise that I actually explain them in detail.
Hi, sorry, Tessa from Straits Times. Could you tell us a bit more about the winches? How large are these winches? And you said there's an independent power supply. Could you elaborate?
The winches themselves,
sorry, it went
away. The winches themselves will be as small as we can possibly make them. I'm guessing this sort of size. There's a compromise between size of the winches, the speed at which they operate, and the safety of using them. If you have huge winches, they get difficult to manage, it takes a long time, but they go faster. So we've got a compromise, and the fine detail on exactly what we're going to put in is not discovered yet, and we're working on that. But I think we're talking about winches sort of this sort of size, fairly small.
Maybe since I also became quite a technical expert over the last 2 weeks here, the big advantage in our system is the winches only have to move the wheel out of imbalance. Yeah, so the wheel is actually balanced, so the power required to start to move it is actually very little at any point in time. So it's not that the winches have to hold very big loads in this mechanism.
So they won't actually be used to power the wheel power?
No, that would then come with gravity, because it naturally then would continue to move.
With this winch system, is there an estimated time that you'll be able to bring down your passengers that is stuck?
We're still working on the precise calculations, but we have targets in our mind, maybe 2 hours at the absolute maximum. But it's a lot of compromise calculations to be made on size, power availability, etc.
I'm Yini from Channel News Asia. Could you please, either Maureen or Richard, could you please elaborate on the emergency supplies that will be in the capsules, as well as the sort of communication that will be made to start passengers?
At the moment, these two particular systems don't affect the capsules as they stand at the moment. The capsules are all autonomous, and they have small UPS-style supplies within them, so that the control can be kept to the capsules.
I think they're talking more about the emergency supplies, the water,
Your answer, I didn't. Was that what you wanted to know, or have you got some different?
The emergency supplies, if they are stuck.
Supplies, not electrical supplies. Well, we're developing this, and actually it's the same in all wheels of this type around the world. The most important is water. So there's plenty of water available, salt tablets, glucose, and so on, and a few other comfort items, just to make sure that people can withstand a reasonable time up there. I'm not sure about blankets. It's this area. If we were in London, I think it gets quite cold. I'm not too sure about having blankets here. I'm not sure it's necessary. Yes, there are plenty of that style of thing available, developed for military and for travel use. So that will be certainly a part of the list.
How about communication? There's one big issue that the passengers faced was that there was someone telling them what was going on for many hours.
Do you want to? Sorry.
I think saying that there was no one telling them what was going on for many hours is probably not what I found in the investigations that I've carried out. There are two totally separate systems, and you have the ability to power those from two sides. So the possibility of loss of those is more unlikely. Now, one thing that is available when you want to talk to capsules, if you have a system where you're talking one-to-one to the capsules, and you might want to talk to someone for 30 seconds, maybe a minute, you can't put the phone down on them. So you only have a limited amount of channels by which you can talk to people. And if you think about that, you've got 20 or 30 capsules, and you give enough time to each person, it does take some time to get round all the capsules. The other thing is there are broadcast systems, so that you can talk to all the capsules. And the investigations and the log that I've looked at does show that that was in use.
Are you still in touch with the 173 people who came down, and was there some kind of compensation for them?
Yes, we are in touch with all the 173 passengers affected. We've done a few house visits, and we've contacted them by phone or any other communication channels.
And compensation for them?
We have not confirmed the details of that.
Joanne from Media Radio 93 Live. Can I ask, what's the estimated revenue loss during this period, and what are plans put in place to possibly compensate your tenants?
Again, we haven't finalized our numbers yet because we are still in discussions with many of the interested parties here, and we are in discussions with the tenants. We had a first offer to the tenants where we waived some rent, and now we are talking individually to the tenants to see if we can find individually targeted programs with each tenant, which should be more effective and overall help to the tenants to come through this phase, but also make sure that the public knows that the Singapore Flyer is not just the wheel. It is also a destination where you can eat, you can drink, where you can come and have a good time, can shop. We have other entertainment offers here at the Singapore Flyer, like for example the flight experience. We have a flight simulator. So we're working on individual packages and promotions for these tenants, so that we keep the business going rather than just a blanket kind of offer to all of them.
Has the rent been waived beyond December?
At the moment, the rent has been waived until the end of December.
Just wanted to follow up on my earlier question. So you feel that the communication system or broadcast to the sort of communication that you had with passengers was adequate at the time of the incident?
I think that the thing is that the technical parts were there. I wasn't there at the actual incident, so I don't know. But the logs that I have read demonstrate that the standard operating procedures were covered and carried out.
Well, in that case, so Mr. Boland, since a lot of passengers still are quite unhappy over, still not knowing what went wrong at that time. So, are you all going to implement new standard operating procedures just to make sure that...
Yes, we are reviewing obviously all aspects of the standard operations procedures, and communication is one very important element of that aspect. I think if I may say, the biggest issue was that the one-to-one broadcast was only going via one channel, and if you had 28 capsules, that is a real bottleneck. Yeah. So I think in the future one would have to make sure that there are more broadcasts out to all the different channels and capsules at the same time. In addition, there's actually a very simple solution to this whole problem, because most people these days carry a mobile phone. So in the emergency pack or on the screens of the capsules in the future, there will be just numbers which they can call, so we can open as many channels as we want to, in order to be able that we can address all the people in the capsules individually. And I hope that in combination with better operating procedures, which make sure that we have enough channel broadcasts going to the different capsules, will actually ensure that there are no questions left open in the future, and that everybody is tended to individually.
Take a seat.